morning, everyone. Welcome in as we start a new day and a new week and new opportunities to make a difference here in Huntsville. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville, joined by, it's my favorite part to do this, Rick. There it is, Rick and Kay Boehning. So, Kay, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy December. Is it our second time meet? Yeah, it is, right? Because we were December the 1st, started the month. Y'all weren't here.
Right. No, we were gone.
Y'all weren't here, but we
weren't here the next one either.
I'm trying to think. We had Journey Through Bethlehem on.
Yeah.
And Kia Morris ended up hanging out with us on that show for the end of it, so it went really well. But welcome back after a 2-week hiatus, but a good hiatus. So
well, we've been back in town for longer than that.
But the show hiatus, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were out of town for both of them.
Yeah.
We weren't gone a full 2 weeks. We were just gone for two episodes.
Yeah. Well, welcome back. I know y'all were traveling, right, Kay? Y'all spent some time with family up in Oklahoma and the Panhandle, right? Let us know how Thanksgiving went. How did Thanksgiving go?
Well, we went and spent a couple of days with my mom, and then we went to Amarillo and spent Thanksgiving with Rick's family.
And just to be corny, did y'all make it by morning?
Yeah. We were there several mornings.
Well, it's always good to get away and to see family. I know that's kind of a tradition for y'all, right? Y'all go
every day. We've been going up there for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's important, to make traditions. Bridget and I were talking about this, and to make traditions for your family.
We have a tradition. We wear the same shirt all the time.
Yeah, I like it. When I asked y'all this before, but was there like a defining moment that started, or did it just kind of
when
weave
we
in?
Started wearing matching shirts and the kids freaked out. That was great.
That's when it started.
It was game on after that.
Then it just never. How many years has it been now?
Oh, I don't know. 15, 16.
Well, it was right after we got married that we started wearing matching shirts.
I don't think it was right away.
Weekends and stuff, but at work, it's been probably 15.
We need to, no one's ever written an article about that. I think it's time I sit down with y'all after the show sometime and we
write an article.
We put together an article
about matching shirts.
Yeah,
sure.
But there's a story behind it. There's a Paul Harvey, and that's the rest of the story. There really is.
Yeah.
We were talking the other day here at church and about a couple of weeks ago I was blessed with the opportunity to preach here at First, and I titled the sermon "Bold in Faith." And one thing that I talked about, and Jason has mentioned it here, and pastors always, mention these kind of things too, but that everyone has a story. Everybody has a story. And some parts of that story probably aren't that great, whether it was our fault or someone else's fault. Those stories are testimonies, and those stories can help other people in their walk and maybe where they're struggling. And I like what Jason said here is he said, don't edit your testimony because somebody needs it. And I'd kind of expanded on that a little bit and tied it into being bold in faith. And I was talking about my father and the struggles that he had, but my dad was still a believer, and I know that he's in heaven. And that's the joy that I get to see Dad again one day. I love you, Dad, but not soon. I want to see my kids grow up first. Maybe walk my daughter down the aisle, those kind of things. I used to want to be
I've done that.
Well, I used to want to live to be 100, and I've changed it to about 93 now. I think if I could go to 93, I'd feel pretty good. But there are stories, and maybe that's something to highlight this morning. We'll have Kay's Monday Mindset here in a little bit, which is a really good one today too. But maybe that's part of it also, is thinking about the things that you've went through in the past, and maybe there's somebody today in your life that story is going to help them overcome what they're dealing with. And so don't ever be ashamed of that story. We all have it, and it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean we have to stay there where whatever happened, but we can definitely help people through whatever they're struggling with through that story. 2 episodes, we've covered a lot. I wanted to highlight this, how fast 2025 has gone, Kay. I mean, it has just whipped by.
Yes.
I got news. The older you get, the faster it goes.
Yeah.
Does it seem like every year we sit here at the end of the year and we say, boy, that was a fast year. But this year truly, I'm not just saying this. This year truly seemed like it was the fastest. This was the blurriest, not in a negative way, but this was the blurriest year of my life. I don't know if you guys kind of sense that same thing, but I think there was just so many events and so many things, and And not just even here locally, but I'm talking about globally. I mean, a roller coaster of a year. You know, a new election year, which was great. It's always good to see change in, you know, in elections and those kind of things, and that was great. But just so many different events, from the flooding there in the Texas Hill Country, and then, you know, the tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, that was a moment that we saw a lot of people come together. And then all of a sudden you blink your eyes and you're like, whoa, here we are, the end of the year coming up.
That's right.
Christmas season is here, and one thing that I like, Kay, and if you don't mind, highlight this. You've talked about it before, but there's always new people watching the show, and we're seeing more of them around town now. If you drive around the courthouse, you'll see it. We're teasing it right now. If you go to Tomorrow's Promise, you'll see it, and it's in other parts of the town. So let the people know what I'm talking about this morning. You already know when I mentioned it.
The life-size nativity sets.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, who started that?
Yeah, tell us kind of the backstory of that.
We were at the Huntsville Downtown Business Alliance, and they were talking about putting lights on the square and having a big Christmas lighting event and everything. And I just asked if I could put a nativity set up. Mm-hmm. And they checked it out and said, yeah. So I got a hold of Blaine Adams with
McAdams.
And, Wood Creations, and we sat down and talked about what I envisioned for the nativity set, and he built it, and it got put up, and now there's several.
Yeah, because then what's the judge?
Colt Christian wanted one for the other side of the.
So now there's one on each side of the courthouse. There's one at every location we own, and I have one for my personal house, but I haven't got it put up yet.
You know, I think about this community all the time, and all of the people that make Huntsville so great. And I'm hearing a replay of our music. Do you hear that?
I hear nothing but you.
That's really weird. Hold on. I'm sorry about this. Hold on. There we go. I bumped a volume. I heard this. Our intro. Little squirrel just ran by on the power line outside. No, I think I truly think about this community, and I think about all the people that make it so great. And y'all are part of that, Kay. And when you drive by and you see these things, y'all don't do it for the recognition. You do it because
nobody knows we did it.
But that's what I'm getting at, is there's so many of these things around town that you stop and see. And this time of the year, to me, that has become one of those things that you expect to see in Huntsville now. If those nativity scenes aren't going up.
Well, there's one at the library now.
Yeah, there's a new one at the library.
Wow. See, that's awesome. And I think about, if those things aren't going up, it ain't Christmas yet.
So sadly, I'm behind.
So once those go up, it's Christmas time.
We have some mechanical issues with putting ours up yet. Yeah. We don't have all the parts. Old. We don't have all the parts fixed.
I'll go with that.
We need a few more things in order to put it in the ground.
Well, I think
somehow putting zip ties around their neck and attaching it to our railing going up to our front door doesn't seem like it'd be appropriate.
Yeah. Even if you paint it, you can still see what's going on here. Well, it is, though. It is neat, you know, and I'm always reminded, you know, in Georgetown, they don't do it anymore, but they just put a lot of communities put wreaths up, you know, downtown on the. A lot of the electrical now is buried underground, and that's why Georgetown doesn't have it anymore. They buried all the downtown electrical underground. But when it was still above ground and there was poles everywhere, they would put wreaths up. And a lot of communities still do that. I think Marlin does that. If you drive by, there's those wreaths with the candles. Now, I won't say the name because I don't want to knock this particular city, but it's in very deep South Texas. One year they decided to put up the wreaths with the candles downtown. Well, whatever committee that was, they decided not to take it down. And so the entire year, those Christmas wreaths were up downtown.
Okay. I remember the city a little money, right?
Yeah, I remember driving through there, and I asked my cousin, I said, is it Christmas around here all the time? And he goes, what are you talking about? I said, man, it's July, and those Christmas wreaths are still up. And he looked, he goes, well, I never even noticed that. He goes, I guess it just became part of the town now. But it is neat, though, this time of the year, and to think about the Christmas season. and to think about all the good things, and especially, tying it into to the school. We're, obviously here with Kay and Rick at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. This is a special, magical time for children too. We were down at the Christmas fair this weekend. It was awesome. On Saturday, there were quite a few folks. A lot of people in town still don't know that goes on. There were more than last year. It was a beautiful day, by the way.
It was.
Nice, cool morning.
Absolutely perfect.
But sunny. It was nice. It was in the low 60s. Just a little bit of a brisk chill in the air. But other than that, it was just unbelievable. And there were more people this year. I think the word is really starting to get out, especially with a lot of new people like myself that have, even though we've been in town for 5 years, still consider ourselves new. And there was a lot of people, a lot of vendors, and Amanda Shalacy, Angela Robinson, Tracy Chappell, they all did such a phenomenal job, putting that on. And we had our Spirit Radio booth, had about 150 or so people come by, and we were blessed to be able to pray with about 10 of those people. And I was just reminded in that moment of seeing that fair, and Jamie Saucier, Santa was walking around. Santa Saucier was walking around. And it was just neat. How many communities truly have that feel like we have here in Huntsville? I don't know how many of them do, Kay.
I've never been in another one.
So it was neat. I wanted to switch gears or keep on the same gear, I guess you could say, but kind of shift it up a notch as we move into the parade. And y'all were part of the parade. So maybe, Kay, your thoughts on the parade this year. It was pretty awesome.
Normally we're used to all the people being before you turn at the courthouse. Mm-hmm. And I was amazed at the number of people from the courthouse to HEB.
Yes.
I mean, I think there were more people out there than I've ever seen.
There were a lot of people there. We ran out of candy.
Well, right at the end.
She kept throwing it in the car and stood outside.
There were 4 pieces of candy in the car.
Throw it in the car.
Were y'all
just because I hit you in the head and they bounced off.
Were y'all together? Did y'all have separate vehicles that y'all were driving?
We had 2 vehicles in the parade, but my sister drove the second one.
Okay.
That was advertising my campaign.
Y'all had the T-Birds going?
Yeah.
The
awesome.
two T-Birds.
Speaking of campaign, early voting is still happening. A runoff for Ward 1, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I happen to know one guy that's running for that.
Do you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, know him very well.
Is he any good?
He's a pretty good guy.
Should I vote for him?
Possibly, yeah. He's a good guy. Pretty easy to spot, Usually you'll see him around town with his wife. A lot of times, most of the time, same shirt. Different jacket sometimes, but most of the time, same shirt.
We have the same jacket, too. I just wear mine.
But early voting is underway, and then I think the actual election day, and this is for the Ward 1.
Ward 1.
Ward 1 only.
Boy, that's a hard word for me to say. Ward 1 runoff, and that will take place. The official day to vote is the 13th, but early voting underway now. Mm-hmm. So get out and vote.
Please do. I can't believe the low number of voter turnout we have. It just boggles my mind.
Yeah,
There's over 6,000 registered voters for Ward 1.
Really? Wow. Well, Kane, you'd said that you saw a count in the papers. 22 came out for the early voting.
Well, I can't say a lot. We haven't voted yet.
4 absentee voting and 18 in person is what the paper said.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's it. So get out and vote. That's all we're telling you. Get out and vote. And
don't necessarily have to be for me. Just vote.
Just vote.
I mean, you had that right. Do it.
Get out and do it. Get the rest of it. That's an old phrase I'll let you in on a little bit later.
Used to be the voter participation rate several hundred years ago is 100%.
Really? Wow. Yeah, we don't see a whole lot of turnout too much in elections anymore.
I've voted ever since I could.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
When we first formed as a country, the idea of being able to vote was so special because you're always told what to do by the king. And you weren't allowed to have a voice in anything. And so to be able to go and express your opinion by casting a ballot was just unheard of. And so everybody, took that seriously and went and voted. Because they appreciated it. They appreciated that freedom.
It's funny you bring that up because I was thinking, just, random thoughts pop into my head all the time. I don't know if y'all are like that, but for me, just random little firecrackers are going all over the place. And I started thinking a lot about the history of this country. I really did. This was just a couple of days ago. I was thinking about the history of our country and how much things have changed and how roles have changed, even in families, just because of the work-life balance, and we put so much emphasis on work now, and there's so much pressure to pay bills and to just, keep the bills paid. I mean, there's a ton of pressure on a lot of different things for a lot of families. And I started thinking about, boy, how do we get back? How do we get back to just the basics of the way it used to be, And I don't really know how to put that into words. It was just something that was popping into my head, and it wasn't anything negative. It wasn't anything bad. I was just thinking, man, it just seemed like as a child growing up, I didn't worry about any of that stuff, and I don't want my children. I'd never try to talk about any of that stuff around my children. I never want them to have to worry about anything. As a parent, I don't want my children to have to worry. And I called my mom, and I was talking to her, and I was like, Mom, did we have a hard time like getting by? She goes, yeah, we did, son, but God provided. We had a roof over our head and food on the table, and your daddy always provided for us. And I'm so thankful. I was thinking of my dad about this, because my dad never let on that we were in any sort of trouble, even though my mom said, yeah, there were some pretty hard times that we had to fight through, but we fought through it and we overcame it. And I was thinking about that, and I'm so grateful for my dad, because he never shed any light on any of that. I never had to worry about that as a child. And we get into this, get up, go to work, do this, and into this cycle. And then the only times that it seems like that cycle gets blipped every once in a while, honestly, for me, is when we lose somebody, because then all of a sudden your world changes for a moment. You're like, oh man, a friend of mine just a couple weeks ago, there was a guy in Georgetown I knew very well, just passed away out of the blue. And it's like your cycle gets reset a little bit. And then you start to think about, well, man, maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to spend more time with my family. And Kay, you're going to highlight a little bit of this leading in. That's why I was kind of talking about this. Somehow, to me, that all tied into country and family and all those kind of things, Rick,
Well, you were talking about your family. You never knew that, like the finances or whatever. I mean, when I was growing up, there wasn't such a thing as credit cards. And I remember we went on vacation, and there wasn't a big discussion about it, but we were camping, and we were cold, and because we were up in the mountains in Colorado. And my dad said, we could go buy a heater for the camper, or we could go take a train trip the next morning. But we didn't have money to do both. And so my brother and I decided we'd rather take the train ride. And so we all kind of bundled under all of the blankets and everything, and literally just about froze to death because it was below freezing, and we were in a tent camper. But little things like that. We pulled the ice chest out and had bologna sandwiches alongside the road. We didn't go out to eat. There was just things that, and we saw the restaurants and things like that, but that was just the way we did things. But that was one conversation. And, of course, ever since I was little, we were given an allowance, and we were told this much went to savings and this much went to the church. And I grew up with, you put this, tenth in savings and sent to the church, and you could spend the rest. Well, I pretty much saved most of mine. But you can teach your children finances, and now's the time to teach them finances without teaching them all the worry. But, they need to know, hey, we can't just go out to eat every day. And there's such a thing as a budget, and you have a certain amount of money coming in, and you choose how you're going to spend it. They can understand that at 3 and 4 years old.
Yeah. Braylon absolutely understands it, because she came up to me one day. We were at the store at Target, and she goes, Daddy, do we have money to buy this right now? Like, just plain as English, like an adult would say it. And I said, well, not right now, baby. We can't really do that right now. And she goes, okay, Daddy. And she was fine with it. Now, sometimes she'll do this it's cute. She does this new thing where she goes, oh, and then she throws her shoulders forward, and she goes like this. It's the cutest thing ever. But
I know where she got that.
Yeah, but I say, no, darling, we can't do that. And she understands that. And why does she understand it? Because Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. You guys are doing a great job, educating our two little ones.
I once told my mother, I said, just get out the checks and write another check.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Can't be out of money.
I was 3 or 4. I lived that one where, it's like, you've got checks in the checkbook, there's money,
Yeah.
I was 3 or 4, but, Mom's like, it doesn't quite work that way. You have to have the money in the bank first.
For the check to clear, yeah.
Well, I just thought it was a magic piece of paper, you just write out and they give you stuff.
Yeah, you're good to roll, yeah. Well, again, welcome in, everybody. We're going to take a break here in a moment. We do want to thank also Elliot Herzlich, Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com. Christmas is here. Season is here. So go online, set up that appointment, and get ready for this holiday season. And, of course, we are here with Rick and Kay Boehning, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Some of the things we've been talking about, they learn at an early age with Montessori education, hands-on learning approach, the best method. And I'll put it up against anything, and it'll win every single time. That's why our 2 children are enrolled at Tomorrow's Promise. They are thriving and doing very well at the Academy. 3 locations to serve you here in Huntsville. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, I kind of want to continue part of this discussion with KAYE'S Monday Mindset, a great way to get your week started. And by the way, something kind of new I've never mentioned, but go ahead and follow along. You can go to our website right now at hellohuntsvilletx.com. The article is up, but follow along as Kay talks about this. It is KAYE'S Monday Mindset coming up. When we come back, it's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Let us know you're out there. We'll be right back after this.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Imagine a voice of hope reaching every corner of Huntsville, from homes and hospitals to prison walls. That's the heart of Spirit Radio. We're a truly local 501c3 nonprofit, and we're raising $25,000 to build our tower and get on the air. With your help, we'll broadcast encouragement, truth, and the love of Christ across our community and across the world through the Spirit Radio FM app. Visit spiritradio.fm and give today. Let's bring light to Huntsville and beyond together.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their 3rd house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate
This is
today.
Kay Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Welcome back, friends. A nice, cool 37 degrees outside today. Winds out of the northwest, giving us that cool weather. As a cold front came through. 56 and sunny today, 36 clear tonight, and a little bit of a warming trend. How about the 70s as we get back into the rest of the week? So it is going to be nice and toasty as we continue on. The fuzzy keeps falling off. We gotta super glue those on. Well, hey, it is my favorite time of the week because we need to get started on the right foot, the right mindset, and now it is Kay's Monday Mindset. Kay, what do you got for us today?
I think my headset's falling apart.
Yeah, we'll put that in the budget for 2026.
And speaking of 2026, you know, that is the 250th anniversary of our country.
Amen.
Quarter of a millennium.
Love it.
Yeah, I remember when it was the 200th anniversary.
I do too. I was 17 years old.
Wow. Well, that's
Everything that year was red, white, and blue,
Yep.
and patriotism, and just
and that starts,
great.
January. Maybe we'll start that. The new
That
theme
was
in the new studio.
1976.
We'll do that. We'll decorate that bad boy. Get it ready. So, well, Kay, what do you have for us today? It's Kay's Monday Mindset. Y'all listen in. This is really good this week.
Oh. I was
So-
listening.
So we live in a world that pulls our attention in 100 different directions: emails, texts, calendars, to-do lists, and worries about tomorrow. But the truth is, most of the beauty in our lives is happening right here in the moment. Robin Sharma writes that presence is far more valuable than productivity. But you can get a lot done and still miss your life. When you choose presence, real quiet, intentional presence, everything becomes more meaningful. Being present isn't about slowing your day down. It's about waking yourself up, and that's hard to do.
I wouldn't know.
So presence deepens your relationships. Children know when you're truly listening. So do friends, coworkers, and families. You don't connect by doing more. You connect by being there. Presence lowers your stress. When your mind is racing ahead, your body stays in survival mode. But when you bring your attention back to the here and now, your nervous system softens, you breathe deeper, and you think clearer. I have a hard time doing that. My mind's racing all
You
the
cannot
time.
get the woman to settle down for 20 minutes.
Even now, as I'm trying to read this, I've got texts coming in over my phone. I've got emails coming in. My
And
phone
her
is,
husband snorting.
Yeah,
every time she says-
Rick's over here chuckling.
and then my hearing aids are going in and out because every time there's a text coming in, it turns off the voices out here and goes straight to the phone. And
Now, they haven't put vibrations in the hearing aids yet, have they? Like your phone, where your ears will go.
I wish they would.
no, I don't need any more help with these stupid hearing aids. Presence increases joy. Joy doesn't live in yesterday or tomorrow. It's found in the small moments. A child's laugh, a warm meal, a quiet morning, a kind conversation. You can only experience those things when you're truly present for them. We try that when we go to breakfast.
No, we talk about our fifth child.
We try. I tried for 10 minutes. Made it
Usually, the minute you sit down, you start telling me things about school.
I made
or
it.
I
10,
tell
I made
you.
it. I
I
made
mean-
it 10 minutes this Saturday.
I do the same thing. I'm sorry.
We have the Miss K's challenge at school for the parents' night out, that you go out on your date and you're not supposed to mention your children. Well,
We've taken that challenge and it's worked.
Yeah.
Well, we go on our date morning instead of date night, and we try not to mention our child to school. Or our child to rent houses, or our child.
one of our businesses.
One of the children.
And
Because, the children grow up and move away, and then what do you got to talk about?
but
In
so
our case, we're never going to have to worry about that.
And the children are always in your pocketbook.
Yeah, always. Always.
well, and I've like the school and stuff is not going to grow up and go away. But I did think the other day that maybe someday we might retire, and then
I'm retired already. I was tired yesterday, and today I'm tired again. I'm retired.
So your present challenge for the week. You need to focus, slow down, slow one moment daily. Pick one moment, breakfast, a drive, a walk, and be fully present for it. No phone, no rush. Enjoy the sunrise when you're driving to work, or look at the horses on the way in,
I like to drink coffee and watch the sun come up. Mm-hmm. But to do it the best, you need to have the ocean, and I don't have one.
Yeah.
I'll get you a little video.
It's your sound machine. Whoosh, whoosh.
So that pick that one moment, and it helps because it trains your mind to savor life. And you need to practice single tasking. Choose one task a day to do without multitasking. It increases your focus and reduces overwhelm. And actually, you can't multitask. That is a misnomer. Your brain is actually switching back and forth between two or three things. And so you're not actually multitasking and doing two things at once or three things at once. Your brain is switching back and forth, which kind of adds to your stress. Listen with your eyes. When someone talks to you, pause what you're doing and look at them. This builds a deeper connection and respect. And I've told him many times, if you're talking to me and I'm not looking at you, I might not hear you at all, because if I'm concentrating on something, especially if I'm writing something.
You can't even get her attention.
I feel like now I need to make sure I'm looking at y'all.
Yeah. Well, I need to buy a set of symbols.
But if I'm writing, I'm zoned in, and I don't see people walk by. I don't see them. I don't hear them talking to me.
Which is sad because, what if it was something important? Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm radioactive,
Oh, well, if you say my name or you touch me, I'm.
Oh, no, that doesn't work either.
By the way, Publishers Clearinghouse walked by. You blew them off. It's okay. They're bankrupt anyways.
So presence is a practice, not perfection. No one gets it right all the time.
I do.
Not even 10 minutes but even 10 minutes of true presence a day can change your entire week. Life moves fast, but you don't have to. This week, slow down just enough to notice the moments that matter, the ones you'll never get back, and the ones you'll never regret giving your full heart to. Choose presence, choose connection, and choose right now.
Okay, this is so good this week. I always say this every week, but it is. It's really good. It says KAYE'S Monday Mindset. You can go to our website, hellohuntsvilletx.com, to read it and review this as well. And listen to what KAYE'S talking about, because these things really do help. This weekend, as we were, really, really busy, had a lot going on. I was out a lot. I was busy. One reason I changed my career path, things were going great up in Fargo. It was everything I ever dreamed of. We were making great money. My wife didn't have to work. I was living the dream, doing everything that I always thought that I wanted. And I say thought because up until that point, I thought that's what I wanted to do. I thought this was it. And I had a wake-up call when Bridget became pregnant with Caden. And it really started in the month of November, where I was only home 2 days the entire month. And I remember telling Bridget, I'm going to be gone for probably 3 weeks. You're not going to see me. And I said, why don't you just, this is what I love about, this is the one thing that I do miss. That back then I could say, why don't you just get on a plane and go home back to Georgetown for a few weeks? Because I could pay for it. So I was like, man, just here, I'll buy you a ticket. You just go back to Georgetown for. So she did. She went back to Georgetown, stayed with her mom for her mom and dad for several weeks. I didn't want her to be by herself there at the house. And when I got back, my little girl Braylon came running to me. Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And she was just so overjoyed. And in that moment, and it's different for everybody. For me, in that moment, it was like I knew that this wasn't going to be something that I could do anymore, that I couldn't continue this career path. And it was okay, and I was at peace with it. And I knew in the back of my mind, I knew that I'm like, I'll probably never have this opportunity again. If I call these people and tell them that, hey, I just really feel like this is it for me, that opportunity, that was a hard opportunity to get in the first place, and to be blessed and have the privilege to get it, I may never return to a college broadcast seat my entire life. But I have to be okay with that because I felt that God was talking to me in that moment and saying, be present for your family because your family needs you. And I'm not telling you guys, if you're working and you got a job to where you're gone, I'm not telling you that it's a bad thing. Just in my situation, that's the way that the Lord spoke to me. And I needed it because if I wouldn't have listened to that, I wouldn't be as strong in my faith as I am now, because I was gone every Sunday and I was playing church and I was playing a Christian. And I'm saying this to myself. God woke me up and said, no, you really need to start being devoted to me, quit playing games. And in my situation, it was I needed to be present for my family first. If I can't be present for my family, how can I be present for anybody else? And so this is really good. This hit home today. And the reason I was saying all this, Kay, is because this weekend I was laying on the bed. Sunday, it wasn't Saturday because we were out all day. But Sunday, it's our kind of day as a family and, church and those things. And both of my children jumped on me. And I remember thinking, how awesome is this? Because 20 years down the road, it'd be cool if this still happens, but it probably is not going to happen this way.
No, it's not.
And so I paused in that moment and I reflected and had gratitude that here are my two little babies that want to jump up on their daddy and just snuggle up with daddy and jump on daddy and say, daddy, daddy, daddy. And Braylon tells me, you're the best daddy ever. And it's because I stopped and I made myself present for my children.
That's great.
So
our middle son used to come and sleep at the foot of our bed till when he was nearly 14.
Like that.
he'd curl up. And, yeah. Well, last night we had both in the bed with us. They both decided to hop in. And I'm like, you know what? They go to sleep in their own beds, but sometimes they wake up in the middle of the night.
And they need mommy and daddy.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll go back to sleep in their room, but last night they both decided just to stay with it. And I was like, that's okay, because like I said, when they're 20, probably, I guarantee both of them ain't going to be piling in the bed with us.
I seriously doubt.
Although my wife, she's in her 30s, she still piles in the bed with her mother. Which is cool. I do too. When I go see Miss Brennan, I'm like, hey, and we all lay down there and watch Lifetime together,
Okay.
But if you're still up north, you wouldn't have had that Sunday.
No, we wouldn't have.
You'd have been working.
That's right. Yeah, we would have been gone. Would have been walking around with our tail between our legs because the Bison uncharacteristically got knocked out of the first round of the playoffs at home in Fargo, which never happens. But be present. Kay, that is such a big thing, and I'm pausing intentionally right now because we just need to pause sometimes. We just need to pause, take a moment, and as a Christian, I believe, just meditate in Christ. You hear that word meditate, and you think it's like this. Some people think it's like this weird word, but there's nothing wrong with meditating in the Word of God, meditating in Christ, and sometimes just sit there. Don't try not to think of anything. You ever did that?
She can't, but I can. In fact, she'll say, what are you thinking? I go, nothing.
And I'm like, what?
How do you do that?
I just had 15 thoughts in the last 10 seconds. I mean, how do you not have a thought?
There's little artillery shells, like the firework artillery shells coming out of your ears.
Oh, he's learned. He doesn't ask me what I'm thinking anymore. But there's been times when he said something, and I'm like, okay, well, I went for da 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 da, and then da da da, and then da da, and then that's how I got to here. And he's like, I don't understand how you made this jump. I'm going, okay, well, da da da, and.
Well, what she'll do is she'll talk to me and she'll switch subjects, and I don't know. Because there's 14 trains and 8 tracks, and they're all running around in her head.
Yeah. And then there's a dinosaur trying to attack an eagle. No,
right.
I'm just kidding.
You don't know.
Oh, well, that's good. Again, go to the website. Kay, thank you for bringing this to us. Kay sends me these usually on the weekend, we get these. And I always enjoy reading through them first and taking an inventory. And friends, I want you to stop for a moment and listen. Listen to this. We're not just doing this show to come on here and fill space or to fill a sponsor space. We do this show with intent to try to make a difference in this community for you to listen in, for you to engage, and for you to stop and take a moment and reflect on good things. That's what the whole platform is about, is promoting the good in our community. And we joke around, and sometimes we may toss in a few bad eggs here and there, but nothing really bad. But, sometimes we joke about things. But at the end of the day, it really is about promoting the good. And we hope that you're growing as well. We want you to tune into the show, and we want you to leave with a sense of gratitude towards your families, towards your children, towards all the things that the Lord has blessed you with in life. And Kay's reminded me of that. Mondays are hard. Mondays are not an easy day. Mondays, sometimes you're just like, man, I just wish I had another day. But it's like I said last night, we have something called First Sunday. I'll say this, and we'll take a break and come back with Rick and Kay's Top 10. But I said this last night. We do something here at First called First Sunday. We meet. It's our dream team, and basically our dream teams are our serving teams. But it's also our time of prayer. We pray all the time, but it's a special time of prayer over our 9 ministries here at the church. And I didn't want to come last night. I'll be honest. I was about to call Linda, our administrator here, and say, I'm just not going to be able to make it tonight. And they would have been fine with that. They would have been, hey, no problem, get some rest. And there is a time for rest. And I was tired last night. But I also know that the enemy will use that as an entry point. And he'll remind me the next Sunday of saying, oh, remember last Sunday you didn't go? Don't go again. Don't go again. And I think that's the truth, not just for church. Maybe you've been out of church for a long time. And if you were previously in church and you got out of church, I guarantee because it started on one Sunday where you didn't feel like going. And I'm only saying this from experience. I'm the first one to say that it's happened to me. I was really involved in a church for several years in Georgetown. And then just a couple Sundays in a row, I decided I just was tired and didn't want to go. That turned into about a 6-month gap where I didn't even go to church. And everything in my world started to crumble because I wasn't choosing to follow the Lord during that moment, even though I knew I had the conviction in my heart, right? And so I want to encourage you this morning to be present. When those opportunities are there, be present, show up. There is a time for rest, and you'll know that that's the time for rest. But sometimes you may be tired. You just got to push through it. And that was me last night. I said, and guess what? I left here, and I say all this, Kay, I know I'm rambling on, but I say all this for a reason. Because I left here last night being just filled back up. If I wouldn't have came last night, I wouldn't
You'd still been tired.
Yeah, wouldn't have been full this morning. I'm going to be tired anyways. I might as well come and receive something from the Lord and find some gratitude and joy in that tiredness. So that's just my thought. But you do need to rest. I'm not telling people not to rest. There is a time for rest. So anyways, we'll go online, read that. Let's take a break. Top 10 time when we come back. Does that sound good? Well, we'll do it. Rick and Kay's top 10 when we come back. Stay with us. We'll wrap it up before too long, too. Thanks for hanging out. Let us know you're out there, friends, as we continue on this morning's Good Morning Huntsville, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, over 28 years of serving our community. Find out more information online for early childhood education, tomorrowspromise.info. We'll be right back after this.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world
let me introduce you to my good friend Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. This is KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Jason Bay, the pastor at First Baptist Church, Huntsville, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
Coming at you live from Studio 1229J. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the Top 10, brought to you by Rick and Kay. It's time for Rick's Top 10.
I like the way you whisper K.
Rick and Kay. All right, what do y'all got for us today? I'm excited. I look forward to this.
Good morning. Today is Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. The one day a year when acting confused in public is considered festive.
So basically a normal Monday for most of you.
That was ugly.
Okay, for some of y'all.
Okay. Number 10. Walk into any room, stare at the ceiling, and whisper, "This is not the correct timeline."
That'll either scare them or get you offered sweet tea. Or in your case, possibly decaf coffee.
I like decaf. Okay, it says stare, not freak out.
Sorry, my eyes got crossed and I was just kind of wandering around.
Number 9, approach strangers in urgency to say, "Whatever you do, don't eat the tacos today."
That's dangerous advice in Texas, so choose your words carefully.
I just did. Number 8. Wear clothes from 3 different centuries and refuse to explain yourself.
Actually, that sounds like my closet already.
Number 7. Look at a smartphone and say, ah, yes, 21st century technology. Primitive but charming.
Bonus points if you poke it with one finger and act like it bites.
Number 6. Run through a parking lot yelling, the portal is open.
If you do that at Walmart, people will follow you. We're curious.
Number 5. Ask someone what year it is, and no matter what they say, gasp and whisper, we're running out of time.
Then walk away quickly. Dramatic exits matter.
It's hard to do that in the studio. Number 4. Point at everyday objects and mutter, so that's how the downfall began.
Especially at self-checkout machines. Very, very believable.
Number 3. Carry a notebook and document everything like you're an alien studying Earth for the first time.
Subject consumes something called kolaches. Culture approved.
Number 2. When someone asks you where you're from, look them straight in the eyes and say, you wouldn't believe me even if I told you.
Works best when you say it slow and stir it dramatically into the distance.
Let me try that. You wouldn't believe me even if I told you.
Oh, you've channeled what's his name in
I don't
Back to
know.
the Future? Doc.
Okay, and the number 1. The best way to celebrate Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. Stand in a crowd and shout, the future is safe. They eventually invent decaf that tastes good.
And that's how we know it's fiction.
See, you don't hear these anymore, do you?
No, there you go.
So enjoy the day, Huntsville. Get weird, get creative, and confuse at least one person.
Yeah, you'll understand when the timeline stabilizes.
What was the downfall one? You said point at everyday objects.
Yeah, so that's how the downfall began.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that today. I want to go to HEB and just see. Rick and I need to do that in another community.
Not in this one?
Not in
Yes.
Huntsville.
Another community.
I'd love to go a few hours away. Rick and I walk randomly into HEB, and we just kind of gaze around, and then we point at random things in front of, point at a macaroni and cheese box.
What is that?
That's where the downfall started. And then about 5 minutes later, the police will show up. And be like, we got 2 lunatics in here. And then when the police show up, that's where the downfall started, right here in the store.
What year is it anyway?
Yeah. Has the portal opened in the deli?
Actually, it might depend on what city as to whether the police show up in 5 minutes or 30 minutes.
Yeah. And what city, if people think you're weird, if we did it in Austin, they would just as part of
in
normal.
Austin, they just pat you on the back and say, it's okay.
It's okay. We understand. It's okay. No problem. We understand.
No, actually, they'd probably say, no, this is where the downfall starts, not that one.
Yeah, they pointed us. This is what they'll say. This is where it started. Well, there it is. Kay and Rick's Top 10. Always a lot of fun. And, hey, enjoy time travel day today. Be
Pretend
fun.
to be a time traveler.
Pretend to be a time traveler. Well, real quick, we do have a few more minutes. Rick and Kay with us from Tomorrow's Promise. You guys already know that, but I wanted to highlight some more about Tomorrow's Promise. The end of the year is here, Kay, and as I said earlier, the magic of Christmas is in the air, and you can just kind of sense that. You know, even when I go to pick the children up at school, I just sense that there's this excitement in the air. Do you kind of feel that? You know, as the director of and the I don't know, the main overseer of Tomorrow's Promise. Is that a good word to say? The main overseer.
It spills off to children. The children are excited.
But you can kind of feel that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I just think it's such a joyful time of the year, and we want you to get involved. Take your children over to Tomorrow's Promise. Y'all do the tours, right? Folks do they need to call ahead? How do the tours work, by the way?
We prefer that you call and set up a time. You can also book online. But, you know, if you just want to show up, we'll show you around. It's easier sometimes if it's not lunchtime and the children are eating or something like that. You know, we would prefer that the parents come through when they can see the children actually doing their lessons and studying. You know, because it's different.
Mm-hmm.
So many schools, I mean, every place in town. It's kind of like everybody sits down and learns the letter A at the same time. You know, and people are not used to walking in and seeing the children doing different activities, and I call it like watching an ant bed. You know, you just see chaos is what you think, but if you watch particular ants, they all have a job and they all know what they're doing, and so the children are going over to a shelf and getting something off the shelf to work on and taking it back either to a mat on the floor or to a table. And so there's a lot of movement and a lot of talking, and it's different. It's not like everybody's learning that letter A and they all have to sit in their chair all day long, and you know, everybody moves at the same time from one place to another. And so it's very developmentally appropriate for the children.
It's very organic. USDA certified, by the way. When you said the ants, I was thinking that's how my brain works, but I don't know if it's structured. But there's ants all in my brain going. I'm surprised they ain't coming out of my ears yet.
I am sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so well, go online. You can find out more information, tomorrowspromise.info. One of the things that we always emphasize, too, is early childhood literacy. That's what Tomorrow's Promise does. They do it really through the school and also through the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Friends, you can get free books from the ages 0 to 5 years old. It is an excellent, excellent program. Well over 1,000 children throughout Walker County are receiving free books. Again, ages 0 to 5. You can go to tomorrowspromise.info, find out more information, and get your child enrolled today. I know some really cool events on the horizon coming up. Do you want to kind of maybe tease a couple of things?
We're getting ready to do a Valentine's Day event, February 6th, and it's called Cherish Your Imagination. And we are working on the website right now. It'll be yourimagination.info, and be able to go and buy tickets online and find out more about it. But we're going to have Cherish Your Imagination Sweetheart Showdown.
Oh, nice.
And so the Sweetheart Showdown is going to be a takeoff of the old Newlywed Game. And so we'll have some contestants win some prizes.
I want to do a game to where we build, what was it, the squares? Was it the Hollywood Squares?
Yeah, Hollywood Squares was fun.
I really want to build something like that and then tie it into a Newlywed Game. Wouldn't that be cool? I just want to sit in a box like that, you know?
I want to be on the third story.
Yeah. And I want to be the guy behind it that pushes it forward. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
Well, hey, go online, again, tomorrowspromise.info. Keep up to date. We'll post the events as they become available on our website as well. And we're so excited. Kay, again, here's things that are happening behind the scenes that folks don't realize. More opportunities for people to be out and be part of some special things here in the community. So thank you for all that you bring to Huntsville, Kay. I know you don't do it for the recognition. You're very humble, but I want to recognize you because you do a tremendous amount of hard work behind the scenes. And, you know, in the midst of chaos, and with children, it gets a little chaotic. But there's structured chaos, and you know, it's hard to sometimes it's hard to stop and pause. Like you said today, though, we need to stop, we need to pause, and we need to be present. So thank you for being present for this community, Kay. We appreciate you. Rick, any final thoughts? Been fun this morning?
I've just had a great time, and I don't know how to end it.
Well, by golly, we've just had a dandy of a
That's
time.
right. I'm a heck of a guy.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You are. I was trying to think of something good, but, you know.
You're supposed to lean over and pat me on the back.
Mom always said if you can't say something nice, just don't say it. So it'll be a whole another 30 minutes.
My dad always said if you can't say something, just let it out. No, I'm just kidding. He did not say that.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you later. Hey, well, that'll wrap it up. Fun day today and a great way to get your week started. We hope that you left with a little bit of encouragement today, and go out and make a difference, Huntsville. Be somebody for somebody else today. Truly, somebody needs you. And maybe if you're going through a dark season and you don't feel like you're providing any benefit, I promise you are. There's always one person out there, again, that can use your story, that can use your hug, that can use your phone call. Pick up the phone and say hi. Know that every single ounce of you, everybody, has value. We'll step aside and wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:30, as we continue promoting and celebrating the good here on Good Morning Huntsville. For Kay and Rick, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there this morning needs you. Rick and Kay, good morning. God bless. We'll see y'all later.
Good night. All right. And this is how the downfall began.